It's your boy. I'm back with some heat. FTC versus Microsoft thing happened recently. I don't know how recently, like a few days ago. And I've just been seeing enough stuff that makes me want to talk about it. So first, just right off rip, I'm gonna read through this article at some point, but not right now. Right off rip, there's this console war. It's been happening for years. I'm sure if you're a gamer, you know. And it's always been like this, but recently it's been kind of rough for Xbox fans. I will not lie. I'm not an Xbox like gamer, but if you are one, it's been a rough few years for you. You haven't had like any good games, exclusive wise, and they're finally getting some games out, which sounds like a good thing for them. I don't really care. Competition's fine, and I'm always going to be on PlayStation. So these are all on PC as well, so I'll play them at some point if I really want. And there's been these people who've been saying some crazy things, some wild things, some would say. So somebody I'm not gonna say who because it's a comment and they don't have very many likes and I don't really want to like annihilate them if it ever does blow up or whatever. I don't want to do that. But this man said that so a lot of people are really mad about PlayStation being saying that hey, it's not fair to or the FTC saying that Microsoft can't buy what's it called? Can't buy Activision, but PlayStation is considering buying Bethesda and like all these other really or not Bethesda, who the fuck CD Project Red and a bunch of other like big companies that we've seen. And I think there's such a large difference that people are just ignoring when it comes to that. So let's look at what PlayStation owns exactly. PlayStation owned studios. So we got Insomniac Games, Guerrilla Games, Santa Monica Studio. That's probably the biggest. Ben Studio. Like we got some big ones in here for sure. Bungie's actually probably the biggest now that I'm thinking about it. Um, Sucker Punch. Like there's a lot of companies that they own. And these are all big. Don't get me wrong, but none of these, not a single one, is on the same level as fucking Let me see, Microsoft owned studios. Oh wait, that's the actual company. Microsoft owned their subsidiaries. That's fair. So we got Mojang, which has made the biggest game of all time. Obsidian, 343. Well, 343 isn't that big, honestly. ZeniMax, which is really large. Um, Bethesda, obviously, and the other one that they're considering is Activision Blizzard. Now, let's just compare. The biggest one I would say PlayStation owns is Bungie. So Bungie, um, I don't know, like money. No, I don't know. What am I looking up? Bungie company net worth. That's what I'm looking at. So it was sold for 3.6 billion, and like they make a lot of money, 2.7 annually. Let's just say that's fair. Now let's compare that to Activision Blizzard. So you know I'm a big Blizzard hater. Um, but look at that. Um, nowhere near the same. Net worth or money per year. Like this is not even close. They're nowhere near. And even if, let's say, even if PlayStation bought what's it called? CD Project Red, they are worth a lot. But that is not that. That is nowhere near that. And I don't even know if this is like confirmed or anything. I just saw that on one video and I just was like, okay. And I looked around, I saw a few more videos talking about it. So that might happen. I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I like Cyberpunk. I'm not a big fan of The Witcher, but I like Cyberpunk. And people are like, well, if they buy this, then they're buying what is it? The top selling games of all time. They're like, well, they're buying something that Activision has never done, which is the top video games of all time. Because where is it? The Witcher 3 is one of the top most sold games of all time. Um, that argument is dog shit. First of all, because look at this right here. See that? That's Minecraft. You know who owns Minecraft? Xbox. You know who else? Here, let's see. What else? What else? What? And there's like 6 CODs on here. I'm sure. Yeah, there's COD. Yeah, there's COD. There's COD. Like it would be insane if they bought that. There's a very large difference. Like I said, I don't really care, honestly. I don't care if Activision Blizzard gets bought by Xbox. They're still not going to make good games, is my thing, because everyone under Microsoft has not made a single game. They've made one good game, and that was Hi-Fi Rush or whatever it was called. Um, but Microsoft has only been worse under Xbox, in my opinion, at least. Their updates have gotten significantly worse. The past like 3 updates have been absolutely terrible. Um, they just don't add anything. Then there's like what else? Have they even made any other games? I guess the new games that are coming out are Starfield, which I will admit looks pretty alright. I do think it's gonna be kind of like a No Man's Sky type thing where they promise a lot and it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be that good. Like I just also am not a big Bethesda fan though, to be fair, so I'm probably just not gonna like this no matter what. Like I just probably won't like it. I like space games, so I'll give it a shot maybe. We'll see. It looks fine. This is the best looking game they've seen so far. Then oh yeah, and then there's Halo, which has been treated like absolute shit for the entirety. And then there was Fable 4, which all of these games, those are the ones I remember at least. And to be fair, these two look really good. Fable 4, and Starfield look all right. Like I'm not the biggest fan, but they look fine. But then let's go to Sony really quick. Let's go to Sony exclusives. Let's just say. So, or no, studios. We should do studios. Let's see. Because they have Insomniac Games, who's made the Spider-Man games, which are great. They have Santa Monica Studios, who's made the God of War games, which are great. The Horizon Zero Dawn devs, who make or Guerrilla Games, who make Horizon Zero Dawn, which is great games. To be honest, Gran Turismo, Polyphony Digital, San Diego Studio. They make I don't even know. What do they make on? Sony San Diego works exclusively on MLB. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't know them. Then we got I don't know who these are. Oh, they help. They help. Okay. But you see this, right? There's every single one of these studios is making some pretty good games, honestly. Um, and I'm not like this isn't. I'm just going through random ones. Blue Point, I know they got bought a bit ago, and I don't think they've made anything. They make the HD remasters, don't they? Yeah, that says right there. Um, but there was a few more, like Sucker Punch. They make Ghost of Tsushima, which is probably my favorite game of all time. All of these studios, all of them, and they're just releasing the best stuff they've released in years. So I love when Sony is buying studios because I know they're about to make a really really good game. Like when Sony buys something, you're like, okay, this is gonna be good. Like they're gonna start making some bangers. When Xbox buys something, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait 10 years and they're gonna release a really alright game. Um, obviously you can probably tell I am a PlayStation gamer. Like I play on my PlayStation from time to time. But I just don't understand the people who are like arguing like, well, why is this double standard here? Why is PlayStation allowed to buy all these companies, but Microsoft tries to buy little old Activision Blizzard? And it's like, okay, well, little old Activision Blizzard actually isn't little; it is massive. Like, there's a very large difference between Activision Blizzard and Sucker Punch Studios, let's say. Not to say they're bad. I actually think Activision Blizzard makes worse games than Sucker Punch Studios, but still, there's a very large difference. Like that is not an easy thing at all. Actually, wait, this might just show. Oh no, it's a PlayStation Studios. But still, like, look at all these games. Oh yeah, and I didn't even mention Naughty Dog. Or is that who makes this? I actually don't remember. Pretty sure it is. Something like Naughty Dog, I think. Yeah, Naughty Dog. Yeah. So they've got these companies that are yes, make very popular games, but they're nowhere near Activision Blizzard. So, okay, I'll stop ranting about that. But that was just frustrating me because I'd seen so many comments acting like Activision Blizzard is no different from these companies that Sony has been buying. And like I said, I don't really care. Fucking, I don't care. Buy Activision Blizzard for all I care. They make like the worst games of all time, so I don't really care. Also, I'm like not a big COD fan, so I really just do not care. And I'm sure Sony will keep making some bangers. Although I will admit I am a little worried for the future of PlayStation exclusives because I think after Ghost of Tsushima 2, I don't really know of a single other game I'm like excited for. I'm not excited for the new Horizon. Like I'm looking forward to it kind of like it's like okay, I'm sure that'll be decent. And there's probably a new God of War, but I don't know if it'll be done by the time that um or if they'll make another one before PS5's done. And then maybe some remakes actually. I wouldn't be surprised. That would be so good, dude. If actually, you know what, yeah, if they announced that they're doing a remake of 1 through 3 for God of War on PlayStation 5, I would literally I would be so happy. So happy. Okay, but um Xbox Vice President testifies that Activision Blizzard demanded special treatment, specifically a more favorable revenue share. That sounds like Bobby Kotick, yeah. And threatened to pull Call of Duty from Xbox platforms if Microsoft didn't agree. What the fuck? On a related note, I'll look for it. What was it saying? What was I reading? Microsoft only occasionally agrees to an 80-20 revenue split rather than the traditional 70-30, but only when we believe it is critical to get that content. Don't really care about the money stuff, honestly. Bond also claimed that the majority of Xbox Cloud gaming players use it as a console feature, starting to play a game while it downloads in the background rather than a service. I don't know if that's true. I feel like way more people use it as a service. Well, I guess maybe that's because I'm on PC actually. Reported that Xbox is working on a dedicated version of Xbox Cloud Gaming separate from Game Pass Ultimate, but the operational costs are higher since the partnership with others. Okay. Email from Jim Bryan writing that he's not worried. It's not an exclusivity play at all. Because I agree with this. I don't think they're gonna make COD exclusive, which I don't know why everyone's so worried about that. It's not like COD's good anymore. Um, but like I even if he did make it exclusive, it's not like you're missing anything. And then also, I think he's completely right. That would be like suicide for like a lot of the revenue because I feel like COD is extremely popular on PlayStation. Just like it's extremely popular on Xbox and PC. Uh, then we've got the expected starting period of the next generation consoles is fucking 2028, which that's kind of unfortunate. It's only 5 years from now, but whatever. I was hoping a little bit longer. Um, Oh yeah, and then the estimate came up during the saying that the terms will guarantee the series will continue to on the next Sony console and guarantee parity with all the Xbox versions. Shared comments from Jim Ryan, who said Sony would not be able to share details about the next PlayStation console with a Microsoft-controlled Activision. Ryan believed that Activision would not be incentivized to develop games that make use of any device features that were not available for the next Xbox. Um, claimed that the 10-year deals between Microsoft and companies such as Nvidia and Nintendo promising Xbox and Activision games for platforms are filled with loopholes and speculative commitments. Um, oh yeah, and then here was this. The platform's lawyers wrote, Xbox lost the console wars and its rivals are positioned to continue to dominate, including by leveraging exclusive content. Xbox is consistently ranked third in consoles behind PlayStation and Nintendo. It is crazy that they're behind Nintendo. Like Nintendo is super popular for sure, but they just do not make that good of games. And I don't want to make people mad, but I'm just not that big of a fan of Tears of the Kingdom. PlayStation, I can see why it's popular. Well, I guess Nintendo makes really good games every once in a while. They're just rare. PlayStation makes consistently good games. Like Final Fantasy 16 is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which I didn't even know, and it is so good. Um, IGN reported that the original agreement between ZeniMax and Disney was for the upcoming Indiana Jones to be a multi-platform title, but however, revealed has amended this to make the game exclusive to Xbox and PC. I don't know why anyone cares about that. That's probably gonna be dog shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Powerful evidence. ZeniMax exclusives on Xbox platform. Call of Duty cannot be trusted. Assurances of multi-platform Call of Duty cannot be trusted. I really don't think they would take it down. I just don't. Have been exclusive to Xbox. Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, now Indiana Jones. I think Starfield's gonna be good in like 2 years after it comes out. Elder Scrolls 6, I don't think will be good, and Indiana Jones will probably be like all right. Um, have been made exclusive, more akin to the availability of Minecraft of all platforms. But the FTC said the context for Call of Duty is very different. Wow, Matt Booty, what a terrible name. Unfortunate to hear. My Xbox Game Studio, Matt Booty was further questions. Wrote in 2019, 2021 that there's no fucking way that Xbox should bring its titles to rival platforms and services. Yeah. Also said that we would have to adjust the graphics and assets to get Call of Duty running on a Nintendo Switch. True. And so yeah, it's a lot of them talking about if things are going to be exclusive or not. So just to sum it up really quick before I end the video, I do think that this deal will go through possibly. Do I think it's good that it did? No. Do I really care though? No. Like, I don't think it's good to have Microsoft or Xbox merging with. I think that it like Activision is like one of the biggest gaming studios. I think it might be the biggest. Uh, they just make so much money. Uh, I don't really care though. Like I said, like I'm not like super against it. Like I'm just kind of like it's probably not a good thing to have them merging like that because it's like as you can tell, I genuinely could care less what the fuck happens on with like the Bethesda games because I'm not a big Bethesda fan. And COD, I'm not a well. Okay, I am a little sad if they make Doom an exclusive to Xbox. I would be pretty upset because I actually do like Doom. But other than that, but Call of Duty could give two shits. And Overwatch, I don't think they would even. I don't think anyone cares about Overwatch. That shit sucks so bad. Um, so I don't really care. But I just needed to say that I think the people acting like Activision is the same as these Sony studios that have been bought up have lost their goddamn minds. Like that is not they're not comparable at all. There's a very large difference between Activision Blizzard and let's say Guerrilla Games. Like that's not the same. That'd be like if Sony bought I don't know. If Sony bought what's like the biggest let's go to the top grossing games again. Top selling games, so I should have looked up. Whatever. That'd be like if Sony bought Rockstar. Like that's a wow. That would be very large. Um, like that's like the second biggest game of all time. And then if they were like, well, that's pretty much the same as Xbox buying who the fuck is like a small Xbox studio. I don't know any small Xbox studios to be honest. 343 is kind of small. It's like the Last of Us size compared to Rockstar. Like that's crazy. That's about it. Later.